In this episode, I'm going to be telling you 10 things you shouldn't do during your U.S. visa interview. So, all your documents are in place, you've gotten everything you need to move on to the next phase, which is your U.S. visa interview. I'm going to be telling you 10 things that you shouldn't do during your U.S. visa interview process. So if you're interested in this content, you might want to go down and smash the subscribe button, and while you're down there, click on the bell icon so you stay notified when we drop content such as this in the future. And if you're stopping by for the first time, we thank you for your loyal patronage, but we want you to do us one favor. Go ahead and give us a thumbs up. It helps us a lot. It tells the YouTube algorithm that you found this video valuable, and you're going to find more people just like you all around the world to show these videos to. So why don't you get a hold of your pen, get a notepad, and give me just 1 second. I'm going to dash you up to the market, and I'm going to be right back with more.
You know the way I do it when I drop lyrical. Anytime I spit lyrical, philosophical. All the niggas mimical, but they stare still on taking literal. Punchlines collateral. Maximum damage.
Hello YouTube, hello Chronicles, how are you all doing today? I still remain your OG Fuse on the Fuse Chronicles. In this episode, like I said in the beginning, I'm going to tell you 10 things that you shouldn't do during your US visa interview. And if you watch this video to the very end, I'm going to give you 1 bonus point extra on things you shouldn't do during your US visa interview. Now guys, I have to put this out there. I am not an employee of the United States Immigration Service. I don't work for the Customs Service of the United States. I don't work for the Consular Service of any United States embassy worldwide. I'm just a man who has an experience in working in an embassy and in sitting through a visa interview in the Consular Service of the United States of the country I was in at the time, okay? So this is the experience I'm using, or I'm leaning on the experience I gathered while working in that diplomatic environment to make this content. So I just thought to put this out there. Now let's get back to what you shouldn't do when you go in for a US visa interview. Number 1, be patient. At the start of the US visa interview process, you might be the first applicant in the consular section of the day. Be patient. The US consular services are also humans. It could be that they're experiencing a glitch in their systems and they're trying to fix it, and you get very impatient and you start to complain. This is going to act against you when you do enter for the interview process. Be patient. Take your time. It's advisable you go with a magazine or you go with your phone, you play around with your phone, just relax. Give them time to sort themselves out before the interview begins. Number 2, be careful what you eat before you go for your interview, okay? You have to be careful. Maybe the night before, for breakfast, for lunch, you need to be careful what you eat. One of the worst things that could happen to you when you go for your US interview is to get uncomfortable, maybe because you have a case of the runs, maybe you're purging and you need to go to the bathroom, so you need to request a bathroom break. You need to realize that if you're purging or you have a case of the runs, you don't go to the bathroom one time. You find yourself requesting toilet breaks intermittently. So maybe after 2 minutes, can I go on a toilet break? After 3 minutes, can I go use the toilet? And this creates or paints a bad impression of you in the eyes of your interviewer. The next thing, they start to think, what is wrong with this person? Didn't this person know that he or she was coming for a US interview? And you want to put your best foot forward during your US visa interview. You need to take it to mind that these people, now I don't mean to be racist, I don't mean to be stereotypical when I use the word these people, the phrase these people. When I mean these people, I mean the US consular services for whatever country you are sitting for your US interview from. They are, or their intention is to deny you this US visa. The intention is not to grant this visa to you. So the burden of proof is on you to prove that you are eligible or you're the right person to gain access or to be granted visa to travel to the US. So you need, like I said, to put your best foot forward. And that means you need to be comfortable. You need to make sure you don't eat or you eat the right food before you go for your visa interview, so to avoid you taking intermittent toilet breaks. Number 3, you need to come through with the right amount of documentation. And when I mean documentation, I mean supporting documents. If they say bring 2 supporting documents for this category and 3 for that other category, you need to come through with the right amount. Don't fall short and don't go overboard. Now, someone somewhere came out with the phrase that goes like, less means more. I don't know what that means. In this situation, less does not mean more. Less means less and more means more. So if they say they need maybe 2 letters from a guarantor to prove that you are of good character and you have good behavior and your integrity is not questionable, come with only 2 letters. Don't come with 3. Okay? It's very important that you stick with the criteria that makes you eligible to be granted this visa. It's very, very important. These people are suckers for detail. They stick to the detail, and if you violate any of the set rules, you're going to be denied your U.S. visa. Number 4, do not falsify documents. I used to know someone back in the day who was going for his U.S. visa interview and falsified his bank statement. And this was very funny because this person was from a very wealthy family. When I asked him why he did this, what he told me was he never knew that his parents were worth more than this. And that's funny coming from someone who has been trained all his life in a wealthy home. So even though they didn't catch this person in this lie, you could be caught. And immediately they find out that you have falsified your documents, you are going to be denied your visa immediately. Number 5, you need to be conversant with the applications that you've put in to the United States Consular Services in the past. You might have tendered a document to extend your visa, maybe while you were still in the US. You might have tendered a document for a change of status. This question is going to come up, even if you did this in the year 1965. The question is going to come up. Now, I used to work for an embassy back in the day, and I was the liaison officer with the embassy. So my job detail required me to liaise with the government, with the ministries and different parastatals, and as well as liaison with different embassies in that country. I sat in through a visa interview on a given day in which a man was reminded of something he did back in 1975. The man was in the US, applied for a change of status and was denied. The question they put forward to the man at the time was, why did you apply for a change of status? And the man said, I did not apply for a change of status. I never did this. You need to understand that they have it in their record. So you don't want to go arguing with these people. You don't want to go saying stuff like, oh no, I never did this. It wasn't me. No. You could ask them to give you some time to think, to remember. You could even ask for an interview extension. Can we reschedule this interview? They're going to grant you an extension until you can come back in a week's time, in 2 weeks' time, or in a month's time. This provision is available for you to take advantage of. What you mustn't do is start arguing with your interviewer or deny it flat. It's not going to work. You're going to be denied your visa. Now guys, I'm going to come through with a new series on different visas that you can take to get into the US. There is a particular visa criteria. It's called a preferential visa criteria, where you can go to the US by virtue of your exceptional or extraordinary ability in your place of work, working for the company you're working for right now. What this entails is you're going to be granted visa. You're also going to be granted a green card from your country. So as you're entering the US, you're entering as a citizen. I'm going to be starting a series where you can learn about different visa categories that you can take advantage of. So what are you going to do to catch this content? You already know. Go down, smash the subscribe button, click the bell icon so you stay notified when this content drops. Okay, so enough marketing. Let's move back on to these points. Number 6. When a question is asked and you don't understand the question, please do not guess the answer. Instead of guessing, ask for clarity. I don't understand what you mean. Can you throw more light on this question? I really don't get it. It's acceptable. They're going to try to do their best to make sure that they explain the question to you, to give you a fair shot at defending yourself or answering so you can get your visa. You need to understand that when you are sitting in for a visa interview, the plan to deny you, the goal is to deny candidates visa. The burden of proof is on you to show them that you are the right person to be granted visa to move into or travel into the US. So if you don't understand the question, please ask them. Tell them, I don't understand. Can you make this question clear for me so I can answer? Number 7. You need to give the impression that you're going to travel to the US and you're going to come back at the due date when your visa expires or before it expires. Do not sell the impression that you can't wait to leave your country. Maybe things are so bad in your country. Maybe you are from Myanmar, maybe you're from Guinea, you're from Sudan, you're from Mali, you're from all these countries where things are not going right and you just want to leave. You can't wait to leave this country. Do not sell this narrative to them. If you sell this narrative to them, you're going to be denied your visa. If your country has a traditional outfit that people from that country like to wear, like those in South Africa, those in Nigeria, or those in most African countries, you can go for your visa interview decked out and draped out in your native attire so that they can know that you are proud of your country. Okay? I'll tell you something that happened to a friend of mine in the past. He went in for his visa interview and he was going for his master's in the US. So he wanted to sit through this interview to be granted visa to go for his master's. So they asked him very tough questions that even I couldn't answer. They asked him, what did you study for your first degree? What is the course? What does it entail? Can you define this course? How does it apply to the modern time? And he answered all these questions in flying colors. He did so well. But what did him over was just a minor question. They told him, oh, you're from Nigeria, yes? He said, yes. And so you must have done your youth service corps. You must have done your NYS, your mandatory 1-year service. And that was not even a question. They were leading on to a question. And he didn't even let them finish. He said, not really. I said, I don't understand. You didn't do your youth service or you didn't enjoy it. And he went on to tell them, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't really enjoy it. Now, you need to understand that a 1-year youth service corps is something, an exercise you do if you're Nigerian to serve your country for just 1 year. Now, if this person couldn't enjoy serving his country for 1 year, how the hell is he going to enjoy serving the US for 3, 4, 5, or even 10 years? And just because of this, he was denied visa to get into the US. So you need to show these people who are overseeing your interview process that you are excited to be a citizen of whatever country you're from and you can't wait to come back when your visa expires and you'll be sure to be granted visa to go to the US. Number 8. When asked questions during your US interview process, do not rush into an answer. So when they ask you a question, oh, where are you from? What did you do? Are you a student? Don't just rush into, no, don't do that. Don't rush into answering the question. Take a second or 2 or even 3 to gather your thoughts, to think about it, to process the question and then go about responding. Okay? You don't want to jump into, because you need to understand that the visa interview process is not an intellectual exercise. It is an exercise in which your emotions are being monitored to see if you are being honest, if you're being frank, if you are that person who is emotionally stable enough to go to the US and come back when his visa expires. So when you just listen to a question and you don't even give yourself a second to process it and you jump to respond, it's gonna just trigger off some red flags in the minds or the brains of your interviewer, and they're going to turn you down. Number 9. Proof of funds. Usually, if you're traveling to the US, you need to come through with your bank statement that shows that you have enough funds to travel to the US. If there's a limit, if they say, for example, you need to have at least $10,000 or $15,000 to travel to the US, please guys, don't go with a statement that says you have $9,500 or $9,999,000, or a statement that says you have $14,500 or $14,999. You're going to be turned down. If they say the limit is $10,000 or $15,000, go with a statement that shows you having $10,000 or $15,000 and above. Okay? And if for some strange reason, maybe a member of your congregation in church is the one who is sponsoring you to go abroad to study, to work, or whatever, please guys, you need to think about what you're going to tell them that is the relationship between you and your sponsor. So say for example, your name is Jennifer Silver, and the person who is sponsoring you to go to the US, his name is Julius Agaho. Okay? Make it no go for your hand. Don't go messing it up by not linking this person to yourself, because they're going to ask you, your name is Jennifer Silver and the sponsor, your bank statement is bearing the name Julius Agawa. What is the relationship between you and this person? If you choke, you are done. Okay, so it might be your uncle, it might be your stepfather, it might be your boss, but whatever, even if it's not correct, you have to come through with a relationship between you and this person, or you risk being turned down. It's that simple. Guys, I'm not ignorant of the fact that you might not be in need of a US visa, but maybe your brother, maybe your uncle, maybe your friend, maybe your cousin is in the process of analyzing the steps to go for a US visa interview, to get a US visa to travel out of whatever country they might be in. Feel free to share this video with your friends and your family members so that they stay guided, okay? Number 10, do your research. Please, I can't stress this enough. Do your research. Do your research before you go in for your US visa interview. You have to do your research. If you go in for a PhD in the US, or you go in for a master's in the US, or you go in for an interview so you can get a work visa to work in the US, you need to do for your work visa, you need to carry out the research as to whatever it is you were doing in Nigeria, because they're going to ask you. They're going to tell you to define whatever it is you were doing. They're going to ask you what is the economic implication, how does that help the US, how does that help whatever state you're going to in the US. If you're going for your PhD, they're going to ask you to define whatever you did for your master's, your bachelor's. They're going to ask you what you did for your thesis in your master's. They're going to ask you all these technical questions. So if you don't come correct, I'm afraid, my friend, you're going to be denied the visa. So you need to have this in the back of your mind. Do your research. Don't just tell yourself. I know doctors are guilty of this. Most doctors that I've met in my time are always people who always feel that they know it all. I don't need to prepare. Let me just go in. No, sir. They're going to ask you questions. You're going to try to confuse you. You're going to try to confuse you to get you to fumble or to mess up to get your visa denied. So prepare. Do your research and get ready. Okay? Now guys, remember, I promised you that I was going to give you a bonus points if you stick with me to the end of this video. So here it is. Your visa interviewer might be rude on purpose. They could be purposefully rude. They could have an attitude on purpose. Okay? Do not be shook. Don't even worry about it. Just stay polite and stay professional. Don't let them ruffle your feathers. They're trying to get you to step out of character so they can catch you in one way, shape, or form and get your visa application denied. If you see that your interviewer, for some strange reason, is looking to pick a fight, for some strange reason is looking to say something that is going to be annoying or even antagonistic, don't even worry about it. Act like you don't see it, act like you don't hear it, stay focused on the goal, and you're going to sail and pass this test in flying colors, okay? So guys, I want to believe this video was valuable to people out there who are looking to go in for the U.S. Visa interview. If this video was valuable to you, come on now, what are you doing? Do your boy a favor by going down and smashing the subscribe button. While you're down there, click on the bell icon so you can stay notified when we drop future videos. And if this video was good, if you really got some form of value from this video, why don't you think about giving us a thumbs up? It helps us a lot. It tells the YouTube algorithm that this video was valuable to people like you, and they're gonna find more people like you all around the world to show these videos to. And if for some strange reason you have an inquiry, you wanna know more about this point I just raised on things you shouldn't do when you go in for your visa interview, why don't you leave us a comment down at the bottom? But if the comment section is not good enough for you and you still want to get one-on-one with Fuse, you want to get to send me mails and messages, maybe you have inquiries that cannot be shared down below in the comment section, you can follow me on TikTok, you can follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on Twitter. My Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter handles are the same, @Fuse Chronicles, which is up there, okay? And like I always say, happiness is a choice. It's your choice to be happy, not the place of your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your uncle, your aunt, your husband, wife, boyfriend, or girlfriend to make you happy. It is your place to make yourself happy. So choose to be happy today, okay? Until the next one, I still remain your boy Fuse on the Fuse Chronicles. Bye-bye for now.